Malaga Marathon weekend. Of course, it's raining in England, but it's glorious sunshine in Spain. It's an early morning start here. Thousands of people on the start line. The half marathon and the marathon starting together. We had Caroline and Sarah running the half marathon, and Craig, Paul, Chris, James and myself running the marathon here. So the plan here was for a 3:30 marathon. I couldn't see any of the pacers at the start. I probably ended up in a bit too far back at the start. I was ahead of the 3:45, that's all I knew. 3:30 is about 5-minute kilometres for the marathon, so the plan was stick to that pace and then at some point expect the wheels to fall off and it all to end badly. Somewhere between 8 and 9k at the moment. Been fairly straightforward up to this point. From the start, sort of gently uphill through town and then very gently back down again. And here we are, sort of just about to turn and head out towards the cruise terminal. If anything, I've been going a little bit fast at this point, but not massively, and really just trying to enjoy myself. Hard to believe, I know, but this is not the same race. This is some footage that I've spliced in from the warm-up 5k run from the previous day. Started out at the cruise terminal where we're heading at this point into town and then back out to the cruise terminal. So while it's not actually from the marathon, it is geographically accurate in terms of both the half marathon and the marathon routes. To get a look at 3 of the other Bentley runners who conveniently have numbered themselves for easy identification. We've got on the left there, that's Paul, number 4, and in the middle, that's Sarah, number 4, and just there on the right, that's Caroline, number 4. On the previous day's brunch run, here we are heading back from the cruise terminal towards town again. Yeah, this is heading towards a long stretch along Malaga seafront. You can just make out one of the other Bentley runners here. That's Craig in the pink t-shirt, and there is another one, James, who appears here. So yeah, welcome back to the actual marathon course. This is James in the blue vest here with GBRC on the back. He'd caught me up, we'd had a little chat, and then he started to strike out on his own from here. mentioned the distance for a while. Here we come, just up to the finish line for the half marathon, and then where the marathon course turns off. Pace-wise, still feeling pretty good. Just slightly under 3:30 pace, so not too bad. A couple of sad looks at the half marathon finish, but not as sad as the guy who 500 metres down the road had to turn back because he was still on the marathon course instead of doing the half. Drama. It only took me 24 kilometres, but I finally found the 3:30 paces. So the plan at this point was to just sort of try and hang in with them for a bit. Here I was about 28, 29k right out on the edge of Malaga. Being honest, I thought I'd enjoy running with the paces more than I did. I thought it'd be a chance to switch off and just sort of check in at their pace, but it was too busy. I'd constantly avoiding people, having people jump in front of me. So as we came out of the lap of the athletics track, I decided I'd push on ahead of them and see how I could do in that last sort of 10, 12k on my own. About 35, 36k here. Sort of gets a bit grindier. The scenery doesn't seem as scenic. Your legs are tired. It kind of sucks, but still just trying to push on. What the hell is this hill doing at 39 kilometers? I mean, it's a small overpass, but it felt like a mountain to get over at this point. It was really the only bit of uphill in the second half of the race that I can remember. It just seemed to be an absolute killer getting over this one. But once at the top, it was turn right and sort of into the last few kilometres. And finally made it into the last kilometre or so. Great news here if you're a fan of blue sky and Christmas decorations. Less good news if you're a fan of actually being able to see what's going on in the run. Camera had slipped a little bit and was largely pointing up in the air at this point, so not the best footage that I'd hoped for. There's a guy comes through just here. Have no idea where he'd come from, the speed he was going at, but he obviously wanted to finish in a hurry. Come around this corner, turn left onto the sort of finishing straight, and I thought it would just be finish line in sight. What do you know? Not a finish line to be seen anywhere. I was entertained along this bit. There's coming up, there was what I thought was a potential Brownlee moment with this guy here and a marshal who was dragging him along. Blink and you miss it there. There's the Great Bentley fans just on the right-hand side. Yeah, this guy, I thought he was in danger of passing out and was being sort of dragged to the finish line. It turns out he was just very emotional and in tears, and the marshal there was running along with him just to get him to the end. I realised as well at this point I was comfortably under 3:30. I thought maybe the 3:30 paces would have caught me by now. The wheels conveniently hadn't fallen off, so it was very much a case of just pushing on the last few hundred metres right to the end, which obviously you can't see because it's mostly sky again. So that's it, just crossing the finish line here. Great race, really good route. You should all definitely do it. Really happy with my time in the end. Some hard-earned refreshments for everyone, and here's all of their finish times for you. Thanks very much for watching.